Safety, and the Stratford Tigers score first in what we thought could be an unusual game. As in our pregame show, with the wind and the conditions, the slippery field, we had a fumble as Erke was trying to power his way into the end zone. He fumbled the ball, and now 2 plays later, the Stratford Tiger defense up to the challenge, bails out their offense, and gets their Tigers on the board 2-0 here, 3 minutes into this Level 4 playoff game. And we've got a punt. We talked about punts again in the pregame show. All these things we talked about in the pregame show, it seemed, I guess, maybe somewhat obvious, but it's something that you need to say out loud sometimes, just so everybody understands what's going on. But the conditions are definitely having an impact on this game. And now we're going to have a kickoff. So Mandel, after the safety, is the Rockets succumb to the safety. They're down 2-0. Mandel will now kick from his own 20-yard line, and he'll kick it back to the Tigers as Cade Erke again awaits the kickoff. He's back with Oakley Wrench and Eli Drexler. Though that trio will presumably be bringing this ball back here for the Tigers. Tigers will send their offense back on the field. What a start to this one. It has been fascinating. It's a short kick. It's going to bounce once to Erke. Erke takes it at the 25. Erke with a full head of steam, makes one miss, and back up the middle. Bacon and others in on the stop, but the Tigers will set up shop from the 45-yard line in nice field position here with a 2-0 lead for the Stratford Tigers. Wow. What a start to this one. It's everything we'd imagined and more so far. As the snow and wind continue to blow across the field, you can certainly see everything that's going on there. And it is treacherous conditions out there, trench coats on both sides, and the Tigers back with the ball. Handoff here. Breaks one tackle. Devin Denis breaks one tackle. And Denis will have a gain of, they're going to give him 4 on the carry. So the Tigers right back at it here. They marched right down the field. They had was a 73-yard drive thwarted at the 2-yard line. Erke was dragging tacklers into the end zone, and as he was dragging, he lost the ball in these just inclement weather here in Medford. Handoff here to Erke. Erke breaks through one tackle, and he's across the line to gain, and it's a first down, Stratford, on the 8-yard run by Cade Erke. What a performance being put on here by Erke.
This is what we have right now. I'm just getting the scoreboard. It's loading up.
Okay. Can you start running the ads, the banners down below? Okay. As we get our scoreboard back up and running here, it looks like we were off the air just temporarily. 4 minutes into the game, Tigers up 2-0, and this time Erke stopped in the backfield. It looked like Hildebrandt in on the tackle for the Rockets. It was Rodriguez in on the tackle. My apologies. Andres Rodriguez from his linebacker spot got in, and it's a 2-yard loss. It's going to be 2nd and 12 upcoming for the Tigers. Schwabe again has his team ready. They're inside Rocket territory again, and Schwabe could have been on a little bit of a broken play there. I don't think Schwabe was meant to run that time, and it's a loss on the play. It's going to be 3rd and long upcoming for the Tigers. Logan Zernitz in on the tackle for the Rockets. So 3rd and 13 with 7 minutes to go in the first. Tigers going into the wind. Schwabe rolls to his left, looks down the field. He is going to fire a pass here to Bright, and Vaughn Bright with the catch. He's going to be short of the line to gain. He's down to the 35. It's going to bring up a 4th and 3 for the Tigers. Nice rollout by Schwabe and a nice catch made by Vaughn Bright, as Bright gets his name called here for the first time today. But it's going to be a fourth. Well, and it was a penalty on the play, actually, as I was going through all that. But as it turns out, it's a holding call on the Tigers, and they are going to redo third down. So it's going to be 3rd and a half a mile for Stratford as they are pushed back all the way to their own 43-yard line on the holding call. So hold it right there, Buster. Vaughn Bright's catch taken off the board. And a run likely upcoming, and then we'll see about a punt. We haven't had our first punt of the game. Tigers going westward into the wind. Should they punt, that'll be an interesting adventure out there, punting into the wind. They're going to have to keep it low, get it end over end, and start spinning down the field. But first things first, 3rd and 23. Schwabe and a flag, and we've got a flag coming from the far side of the field as we see Coach Tubbs and others over there kind of pleading their case and what they thought the flag should be. And it actually, no flag. They're going to call a timeout. So we'll take our first timeout of the game as the delay of game was approaching. Coach Tubbs called the timeout, and we'll take a timeout and be right back. Nasonville Dairy, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda, Edam, and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
Nasonville Dairy, bringing you... All right, so we are back here in Medford as the Tigers remain in their timeout, and they just break the huddle now. The Tigers were about to have a delay of game and about to have a 3rd and 28. Coach Tubbs called the timeout. Our line judge on the other side granted the timeout as the back judge had counted off too many seconds. But the timeout was granted, 5 yards saved, but it's a timeout burned by the Tigers. Again, Stratford up 2-0 after an early safety. That was after a Tiger Kaderiki fumble at the 2-yard line. 2 plays later, Spencer Columbus caught in the end zone and a safety, so it's 2-0. This play strung out to the outside, and Logan Schernitz stops it on the outside and stops the Tiger offensive drive. A punt upcoming, and this is where the adventure begins as we thank our friends over at Bill's Service Center for helping to sponsor Stratford Tiger Volleyball last week. And anybody that knows our friends out at Bill's Service Center know they are where the adventure begins. But this is going to be an adventure here as the punt team comes on for the Tigers, and they're going to punt into a 20-mile-an-hour wind with 30-mile-an-hour gusts out here in Medford. As we take a look at the punter here on the screen. So, here we go. Punt is off, and yeah, the wind knocked it down just about right away, and is going to be settled down at around the 37-yard line. So as we switch possessions here, we will take, again, just a quick timeout, and we'll be right back. It's Stratford 2, Spencer Columbus nothing.
Just a short drive from Marshfield, Chili Implement is your local headquarters for snow removal equipment for your home or business. Take advantage of 0% financing on select make and models. See store for details. The friendly staff at Chili Implement is there to help equip you this season for whatever snow removal needs you may have. Just 10 miles west of Marshfield, Chili Implement, an authorized dealer for Kubota, is located north of Highway 10 on County Road Y in Chile.
Run here, Hayden Bauman, and Bauman gets the corner and is knocked out of bounds after a gain of 7 on the play for Bauman. And again, Spencer Columbus here set up much better than they were just a moment ago as they were on their own 2-yard line. This time this drive starts from their own 37. And a quick, now they're going to give him 6-yard runs by Bauman. Puts him out near midfield. Bacon this time. Austin Bacon is going to be brought down from behind by Eli Drexler, but not before he reaches a first down. A gain of 7 on the play for Bacon, and it's a first down, Spencer Columbus. Nice job there by Bacon, dragging tacklers with him. and making things happen as the Rockets with their first down of the game. You guys are all good? Yeah. So 1st and 10 from the 48, 4:36 to go here in the first quarter. And middle run there and brought down by Schwabe is Hildebrandt. And Hildebrandt with his second carry of the game. He's got, give him a gain of 2 on the play, and he's got 3 yards on 2 carries so far. First Rocket with 2 carries. Mandel hands off to Bauman. Bauman slips a tackle of Schwabe. Bauman races to the outside, knocks Mandel backwards, and it's a gain of 11 on the play for Bauman. Nice couple of runs here by Hayden Bauman. He's got 2 carries and 17 yards, but hold on a second. No, never mind. Our white hat was signaling. It looked like he was signaling for some sort of penalty, but he may have just been trying to wave snow around and out of his line of sight.
Gain of 9 on the play. First down, Spencer Columbus.
So moving now, Rockets moving deeper into Tiger territory. They're on the Tigers' 41-yard line. Mandel handoff to Bacon. Bacon around the corner looking for the edge, and he is going to be swallowed up by 66 Trevor Denis, but not before another big gain on the ground here for the Rockets. It is a run of 8 yards for Bacon. So Bacon now with 2 carries, 15 yards, and the Rockets starting to pile up yards on the ground as they matriculate this ball down the field here at Medford Stadium, home of the Red Raiders here, and a really nice facility, no doubt about that. Hildebrandt busts loose, breaks one, slips a tackle of Michelson, and he's down now. Big gain on the ground as the Rockets begin to gash the Tigers here. Hildebrandt rips off a big one. And as we look for the final computation here on our scoreboard, we'll tell you. But some of the grid lines out there are getting a little bit covered up. A gain of 11 on the play for Hildebrandt. Yeah, Stratford 2, Spencer Columbus nothing here as Bauman with the handoff, and he's brought down by a few Tigers. Ben Barton and Justin Shaner in on the stop, and it's a gain of 2 on the play for Bauman. So that's me. Looks like we got some things clicking here, and it looks like our broadcast is firmly underway. And again, thank you all for joining us here. Jason with the Zaleski Sports Show on this Tri-Media Zaleski Sports presentation. Winner goes to state, and we're going to find out soon who it is as we carry you through the night. Hildebrandt with the carry, and Hildebrandt after that carry will bring up 3rd down. It's a gain of 4 on the play for Hildebrandt, and it's going to be a 3rd and 4 coming up for Spencer Columbus. As here, go ahead and show them, Rachel, as we got our plow coming back on the field here, our snow brush headed across the field, and I mean, you got to do it because these lines need to be visible, and it's just what it's got to be when you're in a driving snowstorm here in Medford. Mandel takes the ball, and Mandel keep. It's a double option there for Mandel, actually triple option if you count him as well, and you do, but it's not going to be enough for a first down. The Tiger defense holds. And we'll see what Coach Gorst and the gang does after Mandel, with his first carry of the game, goes for about a yard. And it's going to be 4th and 4 upcoming. Score update from Menasha. It's the Marshfield Tigers nothing and Homestead nothing. So they are locked in a scoreless battle through 1. We've got 57 seconds here in the 4th quarter. You can watch that Marshfield Tiger game also by going to ZaleskiSportsShow.com, click Live Sports, and choose that game. As I always do, I recommend choosing both. Just watch on your computer and on your phone. And we had a false start there on Spencer Columbus. They're going to be pushed back 5 yards. It's going to be a 4th and 9 coming up for the Rockets as we take a look at regular season place kicker here, Evan Daringer, roaming the sidelines. He'd probably like to have a swing at this one, but they're going to keep Evan on the sidelines, and instead they're going to go for it here on 4th and 9. Again, the wind blowing with them. In 56 seconds, they will have the wind blowing at them, so could be a time to try a swipe at a field goal. It would be a 39-yarder, but instead Mandel and his offense on the field. Mandel back to pass, had Bacon on the wheel route, said no thanks to him, and said they've got a screen set up to the wide side to Hayden Bauman. Bauman makes one miss. Bauman headed for the end zone, and it's a touchdown, Rockets. What a play call by Coach Gorst on 4th and 9 to set up and that was a complicated, long play to set up. That took a lot of time, and the Rockets worked it to perfection. They had 3 receivers all flooded to the right, and they had Bauman in to block, and as the play developed, Bauman slowly leaked out to his left, had 1 blocker in front of him, and navigated that entire way into the end zone. On for the extra point now is Daringer, and it is blocked. So the kick is blocked, but Hayden Bauman scores a big touchdown for the Rockets and puts Spencer Columbus ahead of Stratford. 6-2, 46 seconds left in the first quarter. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids. Wondering what to feed your team?
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier. Treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Partners Bank, better together.
We are back here in Medford. Spencer Columbus after a Mandel to Bauman 18-yard touchdown. Or I'm sorry, it was a 22-yard touchdown. And it's 6-2 Rockets over the Tigers. As I mentioned, we've got more live sports going on now. Go over to ZaleskiSportsShow.com, click Live Sports. You can choose Marshfield and Homestead battling Menasha for a Level 4 Division II championship or a semifinal game over there. And over 1,000 people currently watching live sports here on this Trimedia Zaleski Sports Network. And what a turnout that is. I thank each and every one of you for tuning in and watching live high school sports. And we made the trip out here, and you didn't, and you made the right choice because the weather is nasty out here in Medford, and we're happy to bring it here for you. We're staying mostly warm up here in the press box. Post-game, just like pre-game, we'll be back down on the field and see what happens. And Kate Erickey on the return brings the ball out to the 39-yard line. Max Schwabe and the Tigers set up shop from there. Schwabe inside handoff here, and a big hit put on by, it looked like Bacon came flying in there, and Bacon is going to be slow to come up off the ground. It was Bacon indeed on the big hit on the hand in the run by Derek Martin. Martin's going to scratch out about 3 yards, and Bauman laid the wood and then lay down on the turf there just for a little bit as he had to regather his senses. It was a 2-yard run for Martin. But Bacon came flying up from his safety spot, and he checks with his safety friend Jared Mandel, and Mandel says it's the end of the quarter here in Medford as the Spencer Columbus Rockets take the first quarter over the Stratford Tigers 6-2. V&H Automotive serves Marshfield and central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today.
Property damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today. Good property damage or loss is what
Melissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few
Back here in Medford as the Tigers continue this this drive here, and a nice pass from Schwabe out here to Derek Martin. And Martin is going to be just about a yard short of the line to gain. It's going to be 3rd and 1 upcoming for the Tigers. And saying thanks to everybody watching out there as we take a look at our chat box here. Dan Leonard, always a fan watching, and thanks, Dan, for your support. And how about former Super Bowl champion Rich Soybert out there watching? Thanks, Richie. Appreciate you joining in. And we certainly welcome you to watch our broadcast anytime. Appreciate you in the audience. Kate Erickey here with the ball. Spin move, and Erickey spin cycle puts him across the 50-yard line down to the 45, and it's a gain of 6 for Erickey. 7 carries now as Cade begins to really carry the load here for the Tigers. And in our pregame show, Coach Tubbs said the game plan was run the ball, and then run the ball. And that's exactly what they're doing. We just had our first pass attempt of the game by the Tigers, just that 2 plays ago, the successful pass play from Schwabe to Martin, but it's been all runs otherwise from the Tigers. Schwabe waits for Devin Denis to go in motion on the outside. Instead, the handoff comes over here to Martin to the near side. And Martin's going to have a pickup of just a couple as Jared Mandel in on the tackle for the Rockets. Good friend Justin Casperson says how the Stratford get a safety. Well, Justin, what happened is after that first drive of the game for the Tigers, Erickey fumbled at the 2-yard line. Spencer set up shop from there, and on the second play of that possession, they were stuffed in the end zone. So safety occurred just a few minutes into the game after the Tiger fumble. And thanks for joining in and watching. Staying warm back in Marshfield, I presume, as Schwabe rolls around the outside. He'll have a pickup of about 3 on the play, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for the Tigers. Tigers now, as they flip the field after the end of the quarter, and they essentially had to sacrifice a touchdown to do it, but now they are into the wind and a much more favorable position there for whoever gets to go with the wind in this game, as punting will be an adventure all game long. At going with the wind, much easier task than heading into it. Both teams committed to the run so far today, and Tigers are really committed to the run as Erickey bounces one to the outside, cuts it back in, runs over a couple, and a big run by Cade Erickey. As Erickey again just pounds his way up and down the field here against the Rockets defense. Let's see where they mark him down, but they're going to mark him down at the 30. It's a gain of 11 for Erickey. And we have a timeout on the field. Coach Gorst and the Rockets are going to take a timeout, see if they can slow this Tiger momentum a little bit. 9:31 left before halftime. Spencer Columbus 6, Stratford 2.
My name is Marissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers.
All right, again, as we see our tractor making tracks out on the field and trying to clear some of that snow at any time there's a timeout or a stoppage in play. And it looks like he's essentially got the west half of the field from the 25 into the end zone, hash marks and yard lines cleared, but a lot more clearing to be done, but we got football to be played instead. First down for the Tigers, handoff to, it looks like that was Denis on the far side of the field. Gain of a few on the play. We'll see as he runs back here. No, that was Erickey again. Erickey on the carry. So 3-yard pickup by Cade Erickey. 9th carry now of the game. Erickey headed, he's already got over 100 yards rushing on 9 carries. It's a big performance put on by Erickey with his Tigers, though, behind after he had fumbled down on the 2-yard line 2 possessions ago. Big pile up here at the 24-yard line.
Tackle made by Carroll and Rodriguez.
Andres Rodriguez in on another tackle for the Rockets. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Tigers. Again, big crowd out here. Stands just about completely full from left to right. Stratfordians and Spencerites all here watching their boys go at it. Erickey backs into the pile, and he is near the first down line. Our side judge comes in and holds a fist up, so it's going to be 4th and short after a 3-yard gain by Erickey. 3 carries on the last 3 plays for the Tigers. Erickey's got 9 yards. That leaves him 1 yard short, and the crowd comes alive here in Medford. One half of the crowd urging their Rockets for a stop, the other half looking for at least a yard. And with 7:45 left to go before halftime, Tigers keep their offense on the field. Schwabe under center, gets the snap, handoff up the middle to Erickey. Erickey keeps his legs moving and powers ahead for the first down. It's a Tiger first down. It's a 4-yard carry for Erickey.
Tackle made by Rodriguez. First down, Stratford.
So 109 yards on 10 carries. On 12 carries, 109 yards and 12 carries for Cade Erickey through a quarter and a half of work. Handoff again, Erickey. Stutter step, cuts it back up. Another handful of yards for Cade as he again continues to shoulder the load here for the Tigers as the wind really whips up now here in Medford as snow is blowing in every which way. Big gust of wind comes in. Again, wind sustained at about 15 to 18 miles an hour, gusting to 30, and that was a big one there. Tigers now in the red zone for the second time today. Handoff Erickey. Erickey runs over one, and another handful of yards for Cade. As Eden Jacobson in on the tackle for the Rockets. Going to bring up a 3rd and 3 for the Tigers. Third and 3 with 6:20 left before halftime. Schwabe under center, 3 backs behind him. And it's going to be a false start. Going to be a false start as Oakley Wrench was looking to get a little momentum on the run block out on the left-hand side and took off a little bit too soon. So 3rd and 3 turns into a 3rd and 8 for the Tigers. The referee winds the clock again, so we come up to 6 minutes to go here before the half. Again, Tigers trail by 4, 6-2, handoff. Erickey gets one block, run to the corner, Mandel with a hand on him, no, and Cade Erickey in for the score. It's a touchdown, Tigers, Cade Erickey. 14-yard touchdown run by Cade Erickey puts the Tigers back up 8-6. And the seal block on that far side was a thing of beauty as that got all the Rockets stuffed back on the inside. Mandel had to run through the center guard gap and took the long way around and not able to catch up to Erickey, who beat the Rockets to the corner of the end zone. The pylon still laying on the ground over there after Erickey ran it over, but held the ball forward just enough, got it across the plane of the goal for the touchdown. Extra point attempt now by the Tigers. Reed Curtis on for the extra point. Gets it up and through. It's good. Extra point by Reed Curtis. And the Tigers up by 3, 9-6, 5:57 left before half.
UW Stevens Point is home.
It's a university where professors know your name and get you involved in research.
They inspire us to realize big dreams.
At UW Stevens Point, sustainability is what we stand for.
Our beautiful campus encourages exploration, developing new fields, and problem solving for the real world.
It's a great place to launch your career.
UW Stevens Point is home.
Apply today at uwsp.edu.
UW Stevens.
All right, back here in Medford as get things heated up here, and 3 scores so far in this game, 2 touchdowns and a safety. And that gets us to where we are now, 5:57 to go before half. And the Tigers on a 14-yard touchdown run by Cade Erickey, back in the lead, 9-6. And the Tigers ready to kick. Rockets send their kick return team on the field. Eden Jacobson and Hayden Bauman back deep for the Rockets. But what a drive there for the Tigers. They started back on their own 39, 61 yards, and again capped off with a 14-yard touchdown run by the powerhouse, otherwise known as number 24, Cade Erickey. Talked to Cade in our game preview. You might have seen that over at Zaleski Sports Show on Facebook, and Cade said these guys are just ready to play. As the ball kickoff goes through Bauman's hands and harmlessly into the end zone, the Rockets will set up shop on their own 20-yard line. First time in the game, they will be headed into the wind. We heard from Cade Erickey on on our preview show that aired yesterday afternoon at around 2 p.m. But Cade and the rest of the guys, they were just excited to get out here and play. Talked to University of Wisconsin verbal commit Ben Barton and Coach Tubbs, and those guys were ready. Did the same thing over in Spencer as the Rockets are getting ready. Talked to Coach Gorst and a couple of the other guys, and they were all set. Looking forward to it. Logan Schernitz, good interview. Thoughtful kid, and a big stop in the backfield there as Mandel was keeping the ball on the option. And Max Schwabe and others in on the stop.
Tackled for a loss by Wrench.
Oakley Wrench along with Schwabe in on the stop. It's a loss of 3 on the carry by Mandel. So 2nd and 13 from the 15-yard line. Jacob Dick split out wide here to the near side. It's a handoff around the outside by Bauman, and he is dragged down. Big loss as Derek Martin says, "Not today." Bauman tried to gain the corner as he raced to the edge, but he was outraced by Martin, and a big loss on the play. A loss of about 7, and it's 3rd and 20 for the Rockets. So 3rd and 20, ball spotted at the just across the 10-yard line. We'll call it the 11. It's 3rd and 20 with 4:35 left to go before half. And the Rockets up against it now as it's 3rd and a country mile and the wind blowing into their face. Punt is going to be treacherous from here. Bauman in motion. Mandel instead hands off inside. The handoff comes to Hildebrandt, and he is chased down from behind. Chased down by Dylan Shaner, so it's a gain of actually 11 on the play. It was a nice run by Hildebrandt. Tigers knew they could give up a few yards, though, and they still forced the punt. So it's 4th and 10, punt upcoming for Spencer Columbus. Yeah, and this drive started on the 20, and they are on the 20 now. Mandel back to punt. Nobody back deep for the Tigers, as again, with this wind, you really have no idea of where this ball is going to land. So the Tigers probably willing just to let it go anywhere, and they do, and that ball is knocked down right away. Lands and spins backwards at the 41, and that's where the Tigers will go from there, already with a 9-6 lead, 3:37 to go before half.
Nasonville Dairy, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
All right, back here in Medford, quick score update. Homestead leading over Marshfield 6-0, that game in the second quarter. Schwabe under center for the Tigers. Handoff, Erickey, who else? And Cade busting ahead, finally brought down by Ethan Meese, but not after a big gain on the play by Erickey. Again, the Tigers set up in favorable position after that punt was knocked down by the wind. Started on the Rocket 41, and it's a 13-yard gain by Erickey. So 1st and 10 now from the 28. Tigers really control the rest of this half as they've got the clock with them. They've got the wind at their backs, literally, and they've got the ball on the Rocket 28-yard line. Handoff again, Erickey running through and running over. Gain of a few that time by Cade Erickey. Austin Bacon in on the stop for the Rockets.
Tackle made by Bacon.
Let's see where they mark him down. It's actually a flag on the play, and it's a holding on the Tigers, and that's going to set them back 10 yards. That'll take the 13-yard gain off the books for Erickey. Hold came in the interior line. I didn't see it. But a hold is a hold is a hold, and that was the call there. So Tigers backed up to the 38-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 20 with 3:11 to go before the half. Pass play, Schwabe evades one. He's going to roll out to his right, and he's going to be brought down. It's a gain of about 1 after a tackle on the play made by Nate Caro. Gain of 1 on the scramble, still 2nd and long now for the Tigers. Nice job there by the Rockets D-line just to hang with them. Keep their position and keep the edge. Caro did a nice job here on the outside of maintaining the edge and only allowing the 1 yard to Schwabe. That's what you're taught as a defensive end, is to keep your edge, force everything back to the inside. Schwabe, reverse pivot, handoff, Erickey races Mandel to the corner, has the corner, turns it, and he's going to be near a first down. A big run by Cade Erickey. And a first down is, well, let's see now. They're going to spot the ball. And no, it's not a first down. It's going to be 3rd and short upcoming here, but our down marker is having some trouble. He never moved from his spot on the 38. He's still standing down there. As now we see, if you look on the far side there, you see a down marker walking. He kind of forgot. He turned into a spectator on the field. He forgot what his job was out there. But it's a 16-yard run by Erickey, and it brings up 3rd and 2 with 2:15 left before half. That was interesting. A guy who was just out there having a good time watching a football game forgot he was holding that stick in his hand. Erickey plows ahead. That's a gain of 5 on the play for Erickey and a first down, Tigers.
Tackle made by Kleinschmidt and assisted by Carroll.
17th carry of the game for Erickey. And hey, listen, we've all been there before. You got a certain job to do, and there's something fun or exciting happening in front of you, and you kind of forget what life is, and you just enjoying the moment, and our down marker guy was just standing there watching a football game. He forgot he was even holding that thing in his hand. May have been frozen to it, who knows. Cade Erickey bounces off teammate Bright, and he is brought down by Rodriguez.
Tackle made by Rodriguez.
And it's a gain of 4 on the play for Erickey. Again, Erickey just racking up chunks of yards against this Rocket defense. And the Tigers threatening again. Ball on the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 6 with a minute and a half to go before the half. Schwabe gets his guys settled. Martin split out to the near side. Handoff. Guess what? Cade Erickey runs, cuts back in, steps over 1. And he's got another big gain. It's going to be 3rd and 1, but not before a gain of 5 on the play for Erickey. Get an update over in Wapaka. It's the Edgar Wildcats ahead of Reedsburg, 21-0 as they head before half. Edgar looking to make another trip to state. And we've got action at the line of scrimmage, and it is encroachment on the Rockets, and that will give the Tigers a first down. But how about those Edgar Wildcats going down to Wapaka, and they got no troubles there at all. They got 99 problems, but a win ain't one for the Wildcats, as it looks like they are perhaps headed to Madison. At least got a big chance at that. Again, Erickey, handoff, slips out of one tackle, and into the end zone. Cade Erickey, touchdown, Tigers! What can you say about Cade Erickey, his 20th run of the game, and it's a touchdown. And the Tigers extend their lead 15-6. Extra point upcoming here for the Tigers, but not before looks like we're going to have a timeout on the field. So we're going to take a timeout and kind of talk about things here before the extra point. We'll stay right here with them as Coach Tubbs and the gang kind of want to have a thought about this. We can kick an extra point, and we had a fairly good extra point during that, after that last attempt put up by Reed Curtis that went through. It certainly wasn't, NFL caliber, and a lot of high school place kickers don't have that type of talent, but Curtis placed it through the uprights. That's 1 point, just as much as it is if you hammer it through. Same outcome, 1 point. 1 point would put the Tigers up 16-6, and, of course, 2 points is going to put them up 17-6, so some strategy maybe being thought about there from Coach Tubbs as he calls the timeout. And maybe kind of game planning here a little bit as this game moves towards halftime. And he's thinking we only get one more possession now headed with the wind. And what's the right thing to do here? And do we have a play? Do we have a really good play that's going to score us the 2-point conversion? So Coach Tubbs and the gang has thought about it as, again, we see snow whipping all over the field here in Medford. But all the thought has been had. Coach Gorst, again here, we're going to take a look here at Coach Gorst. He's having a talk here with the officials and looking for some clarification on something. We're not sure exactly what, but it's a fairly lengthy conversation going on here. And again, we'll see what it's all about. But as these guys kind of wrap up their conversation, and you don't like to see a long conversation like this. You like for everybody to make your decision and move on. No matter, forget about the weather, but it looks like some sort of conclusion has been made here. Well, maybe not. Now, as we're going to follow our referee over, and he's going to go over here and talk to Coach Tubbs and tell him whatever it is he was talking to Coach Gorst about. And we'll see. Coach Tubbs not particularly happy either. And I suppose that old adage that, well, you've called a game correctly if both coaches are mad at you. And I'm not certainly saying anybody's angry here, but both coaches not pleased with whatever the situation is out here. And at this point, we don't know what it is either. We don't exactly know what the outcome here is. We hope we're going to get some sort of a clarification here from our referee on the field, as now he trots back over here to the Spencer side. And maybe just Coach Gorst and Coach Tubbs are just relaying messages back and forth, and our referee is the one who gets to accomplish that. Of course, that's a joke. That's not at all what's going on, but we see Coach Gorst looking up at us, wondering something. And again, we just don't know. We don't know exactly what the conversation is. See if we can get something moving here, because we've been at a standstill here for quite a while. Well, all right. So back in action here. Handoff to Erickey. Erickey jumps ahead. And it looks like they took the touchdown off the board. Again, we never got any clarification. The scoreboard still showed 15, but they took the touchdown off the board. There was not a flag on the field, and none that we could find. And so the score is still 9-6 here with 14 seconds now on the clock, and Coach Tubbs will use another timeout. We'll keep it here as, again, I try to use my best guess at what the heck is going on out here. Again, there were no flags anywhere on the field. After that Erickey touchdown, there was not a single flag on the field. Teams celebrated. And then I thought it was unusual that Coach Tubbs called the timeout, but maybe not all that unusual. We've seen those situations before, especially in an interesting weather game like this one is, where a coach just kind of wants to think things through. But apparently the timeout was called because the touchdown did not stand, and there was perhaps a block in the back or something of that nature as that play went wide. And so it's now 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line with 14 seconds left. And it's Stratford 9, not 15, and Spencer Columbus 6. That's the best I can tell you, because everything else, again, the referees abandon their media partners up here in the press box through that whole conversation. As I look down the hall at our friends at WOSQ, they didn't know anything was going on either. Certainly don't know why. We'll see if we can get a clarification for you at halftime and tell you exactly what was going on. So it is 3rd and goal. Tigers with the ball, wind whipping from west to east, and we've got a stoppage of play. And this is a timeout. Spencer Columbus, we will take this timeout with them. 14 seconds. It's a 3rd and goal coming up from the 5 after this. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids. Wondering what to feed? All right, so we had a chance here as our Tiger coaching staff is just the booth next to us. So it was a holding call on that Erickey run, and that call was made. The timeout was called. The clock continued to run. The conversation on the sideline between our referee and Coach Gorst and Coach Tubbs was about the discrepancy in the time that should have been on the clock. The referee ultimately ruled in favor of the Rockets and kept the time off the clock. And didn't grant the Tigers a timeout when they thought that they should have had it. So, 3rd and goal from the 5. 14 seconds left before halftime. Tigers looking to go up here with a little bit bigger lead before half. Snap back, Schwabe. Roll out. Pass to the corner of the end zone. No. Pass was partially deflected and then knocked down by the wind, so it's going to be a 4th down upcoming here for the Tigers. Definitely not the best pass, and with the run game working like it is for the Tigers, interesting call there by Coach Tubbs out of that Rocket timeout. So it's going to be 4th and goal from the 5. Regular offense appears to be on for the Tigers. Big Logan Schernitz out on the far side. roaming and waiting there, looking to make a stop. Tigers, and they're a big offensive line, looking to cash in here before halftime. 4th and goal from the 5. Schwabe takes it. Drops back to pass. They're going to attempt this pass again. It's tipped and incomplete. No good. Pass hits the ground in the back of the end zone. The Rocket defense stands. Goal line stands successful. And 5 seconds left before halftime. Tigers out of timeouts. And you would guess that Coach Gorse is going to call the kneel down here and send his Rockets into the locker room. Only down by 3. Could have been more. According to some accounts, should have been more. We'll have to go back and review the tape and find out what happened on that hold there on the outside, and then also find out why an additional 15 seconds ticked off the clock. But it is a kneel down happening here, and the kneel down has been had, and the rest of the 5 seconds will come off the clock. So we head to halftime in a interesting adventure, and that's exactly what we thought it would be as the snow continues to scream across the field from west to east. And it is the Stratford Tigers 9, Spencer Rockets 6, and we will go to halftime right now. What? Who did? Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin. All right, back here in Medford as we are at halftime of tonight's Division 5 Level 4 state semifinal game between the Stratford Tigers and the Spencer Columbus Rockets. And we take a look at the first half leader is Cade Ericke. Ericke, number 24 for the Tigers. He's amassed 163 yards on just 24 carries. And he had a big 60-yarder on that first drive before fumbling on the next run that he had. That fumble recovered by the Spencer Columbus Rockets at the 2-yard line. But then 2 plays later, the Tiger defense comes up big, pushes the Rockets in the end zone, and brings them down for a safety. That was our first score of the game at 2-0. On the next Rocket drive, it was the Rockets driving the ball down the field and capped off with a big 22-yard pass strike from Jared Mandel to Hayden Bauman. Bauman slipped a middle screen out to the outside and raced his way into the end zone. Rockets at that point up 6-2. And then in the second quarter, Tigers again. Later it was just into the second quarter. It was Cade Ericke back at it again, this time a 14-yard run. And that capped off a 61-yard touchdown drive for the Tigers. And Cade Ericke certainly been the star of the game here so far. Has 163 yards. He's got 8 yards per carry. And that average, and mixed with Coach Tubbs talking to us in the pregame about keys to victory. And Coach Tubbs verbatim said, we're going to run the ball, and then run the ball. And that's exactly what the Tigers have done. The Tigers have been running the ball up and down the field. Only 2 other Tigers besides Ericke have even, or 3 others, have run the ball. Eli Draxler has got 1 carry for 7 yards. Derek Martin, 1 carry for 2 yards. And then Devin Denis, 1 carry for 1 yard. All the rest of it is on the wheels of Cade Ericke. As we look at the Spencer Rockets side of things, Carson Hildebrandt, 5 carries, 29 yards. Hayden Bauman running the ball. When he's not catching the ball for a touchdown, he's running the ball 3 times for 19 yards. Austin Bacon, 2 carries, 15 yards. And then Jared Mandel on a couple of broken play runs or just options that he decided to keep. He's got 2 carries on just 2 yards, a 3-yard gain and a 1-yard loss. As we see the teams begin to come back on the field, the Rockets on the field first, and most of them still in their winter coats, and I don't blame them one bit, as we've got about 4 minutes here before we are kicking off. It'll be the Rockets who will get the ball first in the second half. They won the coin toss and deferred. The Tigers started with the ball, and again, going back to that first possession, it was a big one. It was a 78-yard possession all the way down to the 2-yard line, and as Cade Ericke was attempting to drag Rockets into the end zone with him, didn't bring the ball with him. Ball on the ground, Rockets recover, and like I said, 2 plays later, it was a safety as the Stratford Tiger defense picked up their running back teammate, Cade Ericke. And again, Ericke scored later after the Rockets put Hayden Bauman into the end zone with a 22-yard touchdown pass, and that's where we stand now. It is 9-6 here in Medford, and the wind has not died down one bit. If anything, it's shifted a bit. As we started the game, the wind was straight left to right. As you look at the screen here in front of you, the left is to our west, and that wind was blowing constant at around 15 to 18 miles an hour, gust up to 30. And the snow still falls here in Medford, but the wind is still blowing. It's the same rate, but now it's essentially coming towards us as we take a look at our flag here. That wind coming now out of the northwest, blowing more southeast, and looks like we're probably not able to catch that flag over there, but just trust me. So the wind shifted just a bit, but probably no real outcome here other than instead of having to kick into the wind, now you're going to have a little bit of a crosswind and could make things just a little bit trickier. But those punts, as we've seen the punts come into the wind, it's exactly what you could have thought a punt like that would be. The punt goes up about 20 feet in the air and gets knocked right back down to the ground, and that's really been the story of the game. The wind and the weather kind of dictating things here. Both teams keeping their play close to the vest, keeping things on the ground. And we expect that to carry on here in the second half as the weather conditions have just plain not improved. As you can see on your screen there as our quarterbacks begin their warm-ups for the Tigers. But the wind and snow just whipping across the field. And the wind is the story of the game to this point. And our weather forecast, so we're about 2:20 now away from kickoff. We see our officials head back down the field. And so we're going to take a quick break as we get ready up here in the booth for second half football. Again, third quarter about to start. Stratford leads 9-6 over Spencer Columbus.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier, treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Partners Bank, better together.
V&H Automotive serves Marshfield and Central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today. V&H Automotive serves
Property damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today. Did property damage?
Marissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers.
All right, back here in Medford, and we are just about ready for second half football as we take a look at scores that we know around the area, and you can feel free to chat down below, and we will certainly announce the score that you know. But in Wapaka, Edgar leads Reedsville. That's a Division 7 semifinal game. Edgar over Reedsville at the half, 28-0. So Edgar is well on their way to making a return trip back to Madison as we are just about set for kickoff here. And we'll get our camera back in order. Yeah, Derek Porter. We agree, Derek. There was not a flag anywhere. That didn't just catch us off guard. It just caught us like, what the heck's going on out here? And the flag must have been thrown on the far side by the side judge as Coach Tubbs called a timeout right away. So after that flag, he called a timeout. And so he saw it, but Coach Tubbs may have been one of the only ones here to see it. So kickoff is underway. Austin sends it deep and into the end zone. Kick by Bauman through Bauman's hands into the end zone. And the second half here is underway. As we get our broadcast going on here. I feel like I got debris falling to my left and my right. Not sure exactly what's going on here, but we got things happening in all directions here. And again, we take a look, as we got people just coming, marching right through our press box. Imagine that, guys. It's just people just coming through here and doing whatever they think they want to do. And Marshfield, it also begins the third quarter at their game in Menasha. They are trailing Homestead 6-0. Bauman around the corner, slips one tackle, and is pushed out of bounds by Oakley Wrench, and a gain of about 1 for Bauman. And that's how we start things here in the second half in Medford. So Bauman gain of 1. That'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Rockets. 3 minutes off the clock in Menasha. Marshfield defense on the field. Mandel calls for it. Handoff up the middle, and it's a big hole for Carson Hildebrandt. Slips out of a tackle. Hildebrandt across the 50, across the 40, brought down at the 30-yard line as he was chased all the way down the field by Eli Drexler. A big run for Hildebrandt and the Rockets. Big run as Hildebrandt hit a big hole. And the Rockets off and running here after that run. It's just about a 48-yard run for Carson Hildebrandt. And the Rockets now in business. Mandel keeps this time. Pushes ahead into the middle of the Tigers line, and Mandel will have a gain of about 2. But going back to that Hildebrandt run, it was a huge hole sprung on the left side of the line between the left guard and the left tackle of the Rockets. And Hildebrandt burst through, and 48 yards later, big play there by the Rockets. So, we're going to call it 2nd and 8, and it is 2nd and 8. We're not even a minute off the clock here, and we will get a stoppage as the ball, with the wind, kind of rolled away there a little bit. Ball secured now, and we are set to go. Bauman in motion. Mandel gives it up the middle, and he's going to be stacked up there right away. Hildebrandt with the carry, back up the middle. He'll have a gain of about 2. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for Spencer Columbus. So 3rd and 7, Stratford Tiger defense, after giving up that big 48-yard run, only gives up about 3 yards on 2 carries. And Hildebrandt again run up the middle. And he pushes ahead, and he will be near a first down. He's going to be just a bit short. Gain of 5 on the play for Hildebrandt. Tackled by a host of Tigers, including number 52, Ben Barton. It's going to be a 4th and a long 2 upcoming for Spencer Columbus. Mandel looks to the sidelines, looks to Coach Gorst, who sends in the play, and he sends it in via Andres Rodriguez. Bauman off the field in exchange of Rodriguez and the 4th and 2 play. As we see Evan Daringer warming up here on the sidelines, and again, Rockets headed right into the wind. Bauman back on the field now, Bacon off, so Bauman came off there momentarily. Coach Gorst didn't like exactly what was what was going on there, as Bauman came off and then back on, and all that time just took too much time. So Rockets call a timeout. We'll be back for their 4th and 2 after this. Just a lot of nothing going on.
UW Stevens Point is home.
It's a university where professors know your name and get you involved in research.
They inspire us to realize big dreams.
At UW Stevens Point, sustainability is what we stand for.
Our beautiful campus encourages exploration, developing new fields, and problem solving for the real world.
It's a great place to launch your career.
UW Stevens Point is home.
Apply today at uwsp.edu.
Nasonville Dairy, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10, nasonvilledairy.com.
We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago.
1,408 people watching our broadcast tonight, and it's a 4th and 2, and it's a false start. Spencer Columbus, right side of that line, got a little jumpy. They were excited to run the play Coach Gorst called. They were so excited. Forgot about the snap count, and that's going to move the 4th and 2 back to a 4th and 7. But as I was saying, 2 live broadcasts tonight, 1,400 people in to watch, and we appreciate every single one of you. And thank you all for watching, and make sure then you go ahead and thank our sponsors. They're the ones who make this possible. They bring these games to you for free all across the world. And the next time you go out to buy one of those products, please buy it from those sponsors you see on the bottom of your screen. 4th and 7, 9:37 left in the third. Mandel, keep, got one to beat to get the corner and does. Shakes him. Mandel headed to the corner and gets it all the way down to the 12-yard line after a nice shake and bake from Jared Mandel. The gain of 16 on the play on the 4th and 7, and Mandel made every one of those 16 yards happen on his own as he made one Tiger miss and then raced to the corner before he was finally dragged down. So 1st and 10 now from the 14. Mandel with Hildebrandt behind him. Bacon comes in motion, handoff to Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt with a hole, runs into one, and is Oakley Wrench, and Wrench able to bring him down. Hildebrandt and Wrench wrestling around on the sideline as both players get a little bit excited here. And why not? You got a trip to Madison on the line here in this one. A 5-yard gain by Hildebrandt. Another nice hole made by that Rocket offensive line here on this left side of that line. They are doing all the work out there. And the left side of that line doing nice work here today, freeing up their Rocket running backs for big yardage. 2nd and 5 from the 9. Mandel to Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt stacked up in the middle of the line, and he is brought down by number 51, Dylan Shaner. Shaner will bring down Hildebrandt to the loss of 1 on the play, and 3rd and 5 upcoming now for the Rockets. 3rd and a long 5, almost 6, with 8:10 left to go here in the third quarter. It'll be under 8 minutes by the time the Rockets run this next play. Again, Derringer continues to warm up on the sideline. You would need a big leg to put the ball through this wind. Mandel in the pistol. Bacon in motion. Bacon behind him. Handoff comes inside to Bauman. And Bauman is met right away by Michelson. Michelson with a big stop. And it's a 4th down, Spencer Columbus. So, nice stop there by Michelson. Yeah, make sure I got to check that name every time. But Michelson with the big stop. Michelson, no stranger to the Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House. He was in it just 2 weeks ago. And with big plays like that, tempting fate to come in it twice in one playoff season. 4th and 7. Mandel and the Rockets offense stays on the field. Bacon in motion. Handoff comes to the other side. It's an end around. Mandel with the block. Bauman, and he is brought down by Derek Martin, and it's a turnover on downs. Stratford Tiger ball. Nice job there by Derek Martin to get his Tigers the ball back. It was a big drive by the Rockets, but stopped. Tigers will take over from their own 11 after we come back.
Just a short drive from Marshfield, Chili Implement is your local headquarters for snow removal equipment for your home or business. Take advantage of 0% financing on select make and models. See store for details. The friendly staff at Chili Implement is there to help equip you this season for whatever snow removal needs you may have. Just 10 miles west of Marshfield, Chili Implement, an authorized dealer for Kubota, is located north of Highway 10 on County Road Y in Chili.
Back here in Medford, Tigers, after the defensive stop, start with the ball on the 12-yard line. Cade Erickey, and he will be stopped for like almost a loss on the play as the Tigers take to the field for the first time here in the second half, and they start right where they left off with a handoff to Cade Erickey. And wind showing no mercy tonight here in Medford. Continues to blow now at the Tigers' backs. Again, a little bit of a crosswind. The wind shifting from the west to the northwest. Handoff coming here around the corner and a big stop there. We take a look at who it was. It was Ethan Meese putting the brakes on Chase Flink as Flink attempted to head to the far side, but Meese was having none of it. Brings up a 3rd and long. It's a 3rd and about 13 for the Tigers. Take a look at their Tiger counterparts from Wood County, and the Tigers still behind over in Menasha to Homestead, 6-0. Pass play coming up here, and it's Vaughn Bright off of his fingertips. Schwabe had him in stride. The ball may have shifted just a bit in the wind. Bright not able to haul it in. If he had, Bright would have been gone. But as it is, a 4th and long upcoming and a punt. Almost assuredly the outcome here for the Tigers. It's a nice job by the Rocket defense, chasing off the Tigers on a 3-and-out. But man, oh man, that would have been some kind of pass connection there from Schwabe to Bright, but it was not to be. Chase Flink back to punt and gets off a low line drive, lands it around the 38, past Jacobson, and that's going to roll all the way down to the 31-yard line before it is touchdown there, and it is touched by Colton Schillinger. So Tigers push the Rockets back on the big punt by Flink, and the Rockets will set up from the 31-yard line. We'll be back after this. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield. And Mandel back to pass, instead pulls it down, runs forward, and he runs forward and then runs right into big number 66, Trevor Denis. And Mandel dropped back to pass. That was a pass play the whole way, but he correctly brings it down as nobody was open, and throwing into the wind is always going to be a bit of a dicey situation. So it's a gain of 6 on the play by Mandel. Definitely not the worst outcome there if you're Coach Gorst and quarterback Mandel thinking that one through. So 2nd and 4 now. There's going to be under 5 minutes to go in the third when the Rockets take this next snap. Mandel in the pistol, Hildebrandt behind him, Bacon to his left, and it's Bauman in motion from his right. Bauman does get the handoff, looks for one block, doesn't find it, cuts it back inside. Nowhere to go there for Bauman, and it is a loss of a couple on the play. Actually going to mark him right at the 35, so it's a loss of 1 on the play by Bauman, and that brings up a 3rd and 5 for the Rockets. We take a look at that Stratford Tiger defensive line, and it's quite a force out there. Ben Barton, Dylan Shaner, Jacob Mickelson, all waiting there for what comes next. Mandel, Bacon, wheel route to the right side. Not open. Mandel runs to his right and now flips it ahead to Hildebrandt, and Hildebrandt brought down immediately. Might have gained 1 on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Rockets, and Martin on the tackle for the Tigers. Not sure if the PA announcer got that tackle name right. It's tough to see. As again, we see the wind and the snow whipping across the field. It is tough to see anything and tough to find out what's going on here, and it's actually going to be a Stratford Tiger timeout as the Rockets had kept their offense on the field. 3:39, Stratford continues to lead Spencer Columbus 9-6.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier, treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
V&H Automotive serves Marshfield and central Wisconsin with new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram trucks. Our professional staff of factory-trained sales associates and parts and service personnel are here to serve you. Our business managers use more than a dozen lenders to ensure you the lowest rates anywhere. From Marshfield to Wausau, Wisconsin Rapids to Stevens Point, or Colby to Medford, we are a short drive from anywhere for friendly service and very competitive pricing. Come see V&H Automotive today. Back here in Medford, Jason with the Zaleski Sports Show on the call today. Rachel on the camera. Trevor on the ones and twos, making sure we're running smooth here today. It is 4th and 4, and the Rockets had their offense on the field before the Tiger timeout, and the Tiger timeout has perhaps caused them to reconsider. Mandel had drop back to punt, but no. Instead, Mandel comes back up to run the offense. Rockets going to go for it. Mandel, Hildebrandt around the corner. He lines up on the near side, and now the Rockets maybe just looking to draw the Tigers offside. Nothing going there. Mandel looks back to the sideline, checks with Coach Gorst. Back judge counting off the play clock. 3, 2, and a penalty flag. And the Rockets likely not too upset about taking a 5-yard delay of game there, as they needed a defensive penalty to get the first down. They were willing to risk a 5-yard penalty of their own to get the Tigers to jump offside. Tigers held still. Coach Tubbs, likely in that timeout, told them just hang tight, and they did. And now it's going to be a 4th and long upcoming for the Rockets with 3:39 to go here in the third. Again, as we talked in our pregame, it is a gridiron chessboard out there, and both coaches moving their pawns, rooks, knights, bishops, you name it, on the field and just attempting to outmaneuver each other. And that sequence there was two coaches going at it. Each coach called the other's bluff, and it's going to result in a Mandel-Spencer Rocket punt. Mandel gets the ball, punts, kicks it high. This one floats a little bit longer than the others have. It gets a good roll forward. Meese near it, and it's going to roll down at the 36-yard line. And that's where the Tigers will take over as we come back after this break. Again, Tigers 9, Rockets 6.
Good property damage or loss is what Marshfield Insurance Agency is all about. We are the area's largest insurance agency. Family owned for more than 30 years. An independent agency, we represent more than 40 A-rated insurance providers for home, auto, business, health, life, and more. Contact Marshfield Insurance Agency for a free quote today.
All right, Tigers with the ball. Schwabe hands off. And the handoff up the middle to Erke, and he spins forward for a gain of 4 on the play. Erke, 2 carries and 5 yards here in the second half after a 20-carry, 163-yard, 1-touchdown performance in the first half. And that is quality running back work. I don't care what level of football it is you're talking about. 2nd and 6 now. Schwabe again brings his Tigers up. 2 split out wide, including Bright. Handoff, though, up the middle to, it was not Erke that time. We'll see who that went to, as the handoff went to big number 8, Matt Handrick. Handrick, 6-foot junior, and he is brought down after a gain of about 1. Carson Hildebrandt in on the tackle as he goes offense and defense here for the Rockets. So 3rd and long now, and the Rockets get a chance to hold the Tigers to a second consecutive 3-and-out. Erke with the ball, and Erke's not going to let it happen as he just got enough. He carries for 7 on 3rd and 5, brought down by Bacon. So again, what a night out here for Cade Erke, as he continues to pound the ball up and down the field, and with a 3-point lead, ball control offense, and Coach Tubbs committed to the running game for the Tigers. Ball near midfield. Schwabe, handoff, Erke. Erke, patient behind that offensive line, and spins forward and then spun back. In on the stop, Ethan Meese and others for the Rockets. Look like number 79, Gavin Kilty, also in on the stop for the Rockets, and the ball is going to be placed just across midfield. It's a 4-yard gain for Erke. Scoreboard calls it 2nd and 49. I'm going to call it 2nd and 6. Schwabe, handoff middle. Erke full head of steam, hit by Bauman. And he's going to be brought down about 2 yards short of the first down. It's going to be a 3rd and 2 upcoming for the Tigers. And a 4-yard gain again for Ericke. Ericke, 5 carries here in the second half. 1 yard, 4 yards, 7 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards. He is ripping off chunks at a time, is Cade Ericke. 3rd and short, under a minute left to play here in the third. Schwabe, handoff, Ericke. And Ericke bottled up by a bunch of Rockets, including Jared Mandel. See who else comes off that pile. Hildebrandt and Kleinschmidt come off that tackle. It's no gain on the play. And 4th down as the Tigers look to the sidelines. Coach Tubbs keeps his offense on the field. 30 seconds left to go here in the second. Tigers will be forced to run one more play here before the end of the quarter. Schwabe calls the play in the huddle. Tigers break the huddle. Rockets defense. Rearing back. Schwabe keeps, and it's a first down Stratford, as the keep is good for about 3 yards for Schwabe. And that will likely take us to the start of the fourth quarter, which means in just a moment, one of these teams will be 12 minutes away from a trip to Camp Randall at the state championship in Madison 6 days from today. Clock is wound, and we will indeed go to the fourth quarter. It is the Stratford Tigers 9, Spencer Columbus Rockets 6.
My name is Marissa, and I just finished my junior year in college. It's time for me to buy my first car before I start my senior year and before I start my career search. I clicked on an ad for Wheelers and found a car that was in my budget. I contacted the dealership, and they emailed me an appointment for test drive. Test drive day is here. The sales staff was helpful and made sure I was comfortable learning about the car. It only took a few minutes, and my credit application was approved. Just a couple of quick signatures and a payment I can afford. My first time buying a car, and it was so simple. Thank you, Wheelers.
UW-Stevens Point is home.
It's a university where professors know your name and get you involved in research.
They inspire us to realize big dreams.
At UW-Stevens Point, sustainability is what we stand for.
Our beautiful campus encourages exploration, developing new fields, and problem solving for the real world.
It's a great place to launch your career.
UW-Stevens Point is home.
Apply today at uwsp.edu.
All right, back here in Medford for what figures to be the deciding final fourth quarter here between the Stratford Tigers and the Spencer Columbus Rockets. It's a three-point lead for the Tigers, 9-6 in this semifinal game here in Division 5. 1st and 10 from the 41. Schwabe settles his offensive line down. Handoff coming to the outside. Handoff given to number 34, Devin Denis. And Denis is up ahead for a gain of 5 on the play. Eden Jacobson in on the tackle for the Rockets. Keep an eye on that Marshfield score, and the Tigers go down now 12-0 to Homestead over in Menasha. Tigers are going to need to pick up the pace. You're definitely going to have to score to win the game. Now they're going to have to score at least 13. Extra point pending over in Menasha. Schwabe, handoff again to Denis, and he is hit on the outside and brought down. Big-time tackle there by Austin Bacon as Bacon comes flying in from that safety position. It's a loss of 2 on the play. 3rd and 7 upcoming for the Tigers. Extra point in Menasha, no good. Tigers of the Marshfield variety down 12-0 with just under 9 minutes to play. Winner of that game goes to state. Their game will be played next week on Friday. This Division 5 final played on Thursday. Again, Edgar was leading at the half 28-0. We'll get a score update from our reporter over there, Kevin Bargender. And he will let us know if the Edgar Wildcats will play that first final game on Thursday. I believe that game starts at 10 a.m. 3rd and 7. Rockets looking to get the Tigers off the field. Handoff, Ericke. Ericke, no sleeves, running full steam ahead. And it looks like he's got a first down on the carry. brought down by number 66, Tanner Kleinschmidt, and it is a first down Tigers after the 8-yard burst by Erickey. So Tigers keep moving. More importantly, keep the clock moving as they're up by 3. Rockets will have the wind at their back if the margin remains at 3. Could be an important thing to have at your back with the wind, and a field goal only separates you and the Tigers. Well, look at this run here as he keeps his legs moving along. Mandel had arms on him, but arms alone are not enough to bring down Cade Erickey. Mandel could have had him for a gain of only 2. Instead, it turns into a gain of 9 on the run for Erickey. 8 carries in the second half for Cade. 10 minutes left to go. 10 minutes, all that separates these two from a trip to Madison. Rockets defense a little bit out of sorts, but out of sorts are the Tigers as the ball is dropped after the handoff was given to Chase Flink. Flink dropped it, and a big loss on the play and a benefit to the Rockets. The defense was out of position. They had, fortunate for them, Flink dropped the ball, and it's going to be 3rd and 8 now from the 29-yard line. Closer we get to zeros here, the more the pressure ramps up and the more the nerves come into play here for all these kids on the field. Erickey, handoff, steps in, then steps out, and then lunges ahead. It's a gain of 6 on the play for Erickey. Erickey brings up 4th and short with 9 minutes to go. Brought down by Nate Caro for the Rockets. So it's going to be a 4th and 3. Some Tiger fans, the ones that aren't frozen to their feet, are up here at Medford Stadium in Medford, Wisconsin. 4th and 3, Schwabe under center. Takes the snap. Hands off to Erickey. Erickey around the outside. Erickey a race to the end zone that he will win. Touchdown, Tigers! And I guess I should say it, no flags on the field after our confusion back in the second quarter where it looked like Erickey had a 2-yard touchdown. Instead, it was a 10-yard holding penalty. No flags, no holding. Tiger touchdown. Now it's 15-6. And what a run by Erickey as he got blocks that sealed the edge and made his way in for the score. We look at the Marshfield variety of Tigers, and they are in scoring territory down in Menasha as they trail 12-0. That game also can be found at ZaleskiSportsShow.com. Click Live Sports, and you're off and running from there. Schwabe keeps his offense on the field. Tigers will go for 2. They're up by 9, 15-6. Schwabe, pitch all the outside. Erickey, it's a pass, and the pass is intercepted, so the 2-point conversion fails, but not before Cade Erickey puts his Tigers up 15-6, and the Tigers are 8:37 away from going to state.
Nasonville Dairy, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on U.S. Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflettieri, Caffla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
Nasonville Dairy, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin.
All right, back here in Medford, the Stratford Tigers lead the Spencer Columbus Rockets 15-6, 8:37 left in the game, and all that's at stake is a trip to Madison for the state championship here in Division 5. Take a look at the Marshfield game. Marshfield Tigers down to the 1-yard line. They're down 12-0, but they're on the 1 now with a chance to score. And our kickoff does not count, as if this game couldn't get any more weird. It just did, as there is a penalty now on the far side of the field. We take a look at the penalty flag sitting right over there, right in front of Coach Tubbs at the 40-yard line. And it looks like the Tigers were offside on the kick, and indeed that is the call. So Tigers were offside. They will back them up 5 yards and then kick from there. So again, 8:37 left between these two teams and a trip to Madison for the Division 5 state finals. Trevor, that Marshall game's at commercial?
Yep.
Is that what happened there? Homestead must have called a timeout. That one's at commercial. So, kickoff now, successful this time, picked up by Bauman at the 26. Bauman makes a couple miss, slips through the middle, and finally brought down. Nice run back there by Hayden Bauman. As Bauman up to the 47-yard line, puts his Rockets in. Actually, it might have been Bacon on the return. No, it was Bauman. Always go with your gut, right? Okay. No, it was definitely Bauman on the carry. So anyway, he's got his Rockets up to a nice, favorable field position at the 47. 8.5 minutes to go. Spencer Columbus down by 9. It's a 2-score game. Jacobson split out wide to the near side. Austin Bacon in the slot. Mandel in the pistol. Bauman in motion. And Mandel is going to keep. And now Mandel fires and fires low. Pass broken up by Max Schwabe, intended for Austin Bacon. There really wasn't anything there. Bacon was double covered. Tigers had that one covered up nicely all the way around. Mandel may have been better served to run. Easy to say from up here. You can see the whole field real nice from where I sit. And you can see it real warm, too. So pass incomplete for Mandel. 2nd and 10 now for the Rockets. Bauman in motion. Around the outside. Play action pass. Mandel rolls out. It's a run the whole way. And Mandel pushed out of bounds as he crosses the 50 to the 43-yard line. It's a 9-yard run. And it's actually an 11-yard run, and it's a first down for the Rockets. So after that run, Mandel comes back to the huddle. Just a little bit of a hitch in his giddy-up. We'll keep an eye on that as he was tackled out of bounds. And yeah, he's definitely a little bit slow there on that right leg. Keep an eye on that as we go here. 8:19 left in the game. Bauman in motion. Mandel handoff inside to Hildebrandt. And Hildebrandt is going to be brought down. See, as the Tigers unpile there, but he's brought down by Trevor Denis. It's a gain of about 3.5 on the run by Hildebrandt. Snow begins to cover up the field in Menasha as snow really, I think, has stopped falling here. Any snow we see has just been whipped up from the ground, but I believe that the snow has actually stopped falling from the sky. It's still as windy as you'd ever want something to be, though, here in Medford. 2nd and 7 from the 40. Bacon in motion. Mandel, handoff, no, keeps on the option, makes a couple miss, and then falls forward. It's a gain of about 3 on the play by Mandel. Apparently that leg is just in fine shape. It just needed a couple plays to work it off. Rockets coaching staff here, hand signaling in the plays. Hand in one that they like. That sends Jacobson out wide to the far side. Our umpire loses his hat. Ball goes rolling down the field, and we'll have a stoppage on that as the wind, one of those 30-mile-an-hour gusts, happened right here in front of us. It started with the umpire's hat flying off of his head, and then the ball started rolling down the field a couple yards. So they got the ball under control, back under center. Mandel, Bacon in motion, handoff Bacon. Bacon drops back to pass, throws it down the field, and throws it just about, well, in between two Rockets. It was in between Meese and Bauman, and fortunately for Bacon, it was also in between 3 Tigers, but none of the 5 players on the field where the ball was thrown to really had any chance at it. So the pass is incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th and 4.
I think there was an injury.
So we got a stoppage in play down in Menasha. It looks like there was an injury on the field down there. So we'll keep you up to date on that game to the best of our ability. Again, you can turn that game on another device you have. Just go to ZaleskiSportsShow.com, click Live Sports, and then choose Marshfield Homestead. 4th and 4, 6:58 to go. Mandel puts Bacon in motion. Mandel with the keep. Pressured back into the inside, and Mandel is stopped. He's not going to have the first down. It was Max Schwabe and number 74, Cole Martin, in on the stop. And it's a turnover on downs, Tigers ball. Mandel had to make just one too many Tigers miss, and did really the best he could, best he had to work with there, but the Tiger defense too strong on that Mandel run play here to the near side. So the Tigers now will take over from their own 35-yard line, 1st and 10 with 6:51 to go in the game. Schwabe will bring his Tigers up to the line, and they'll take over from there. Again, Tigers looking to work the clock here in the second half. Handoff up the middle there, and spun up and down is Derek Martin. Martin with about 3 yards, maybe 4 on the carry. Yeah, by the time they finished marking him off, he had just about 5.5 yards. I thought he came down before where they had him marked down. I think he got a pretty favorable mark by about 1.5 yards. But as it is, that's where they have him. So it's a 2nd and 4, 6:20 left in the game.
Must be a bad injury.
Schwabe under center. Calls for it once, calls for it twice. Calls for it a third time, finally gets it, handoff to Erickey. Erickey trying to get the edge. He's got one block out there, and Bauman on him. Bauman drags him down across the 50, down to the 47-yard line. It's a 12-yard run for Erickey.
Tackle made by Bowman.
So fresh set of downs for the Tigers. And the clock will continue to roll as soon as they wind it here. They've got 5:59 showing now. And they still haven't wound the clock here. Well, unless he went out of bounds on that far side. That could be. It didn't look like he went out of bounds, but no clock moving, so that'll be the call here. Handoff to Erickey. Schwabe leads the way on the outside, and Erickey another 4 yards on the carry.
Jacobson and Kilty on the tackle.
76 yards in the second half overall. That's good for 236 yards rushing on the day for Erickey. Big day out here for Cade, and he's got his Tigers in position to take a trip down to Madison. Rockets trying to get the Tigers off the field, get the ball back. They're going to have to get the ball back and then score in a hurry. They're down by 2 scores. Erickey with the run, and he's going to be stopped just short of the first down. It's a gain of 4 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and a long one upcoming for the Tigers. So 3rd and 1 here upcoming. 4:45 and counting for the Stratford Tigers. Schwabe looks up, waits for the back judge to start his countdown. The Tigers no hurry to run this play. Back judge checks his watch, now begins to count it off. Schwabe with the snap. Handoff to Erickey straight up the middle. And a gain of a few, and it's enough for a first down for the Tigers. Another 4-yard gain for Cade Erickey. Schernitz and Caro in on the stop for the Rockets. And stoppage continues over in Menasha. There is an ambulance on the field for whatever situation has taken place there. Hope for the best for whoever's involved in that situation between Marshfield and Homestead. Schwabe, handoff Erickey. Erickey pushes his way up the middle again. More powerful yards for Cade Erickey. 5-yard run.
Tackle made by Schultz, assisted by Bacon.
Reports are it's a Homestead player that's down on the ground there in Menasha, so we will keep an eye on that. That game was well ahead of this one, but after the injury stoppage, how many minutes are left there, Trevor, in that game? 6.5 minutes to go, so
They're bringing out the
you would suspect that this game here may end before that one, and when we're through here, you may be able to switch over to that Marshfield Tiger game. 2nd and 6 from the 32. Erickey again up the middle. Tigers just running the ball repeatedly through the middle of the Rocket defense. And it's a 4-yard, 5-yard gain this time. Again for Erickey, it'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Update over from Wapaka. Edgar in the 4th quarter, running clock. They lead Reedsville 41-0. Congratulations, Edgar Wildcats. They will participate in the 2018 state championship game Thursday. Kickoff scheduled for 10 a.m. Under 3 minutes to play, 3rd and 1. Schwabe again waits for the back judge to start his time. Back judge checks his watch, now begins his countdown. Schwabe over to Erickey, and Erickey is going to lean and fall ahead. It's going to be close, and no, it's not even close enough for a measurement. It's automatically held up as a 4th down, and Coach Gorst will call a timeout. We'll take a timeout along with them. 2:37 to go. Stratford over Spencer Columbus, 15-6. Okay. So open up your window, Mom. Yep, get your camera out. There you go. Thank you. Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids. Again, back here in Medford, the Division 5 semifinal here between the Stratford Tigers and the Spencer Columbus Rockets. Tigers with a big 4th and 1 here with 2:37 left. Rockets defense also a big 4th and 1 as they need the stop. Plus, they're going to need to score quick. They're down by 9 should they get the stop. They're down by 9, and they're going to have to hustle to get down the field. Rockets only, though, with 1 timeout left. 4th and 1. Schwabe under center. Calls for it. Keeps it himself, pushes ahead, and it is going to be close to a 1st down. We'll see if they call the chains out. Big 52, Ben Barton calling for a 1st down. And it is. It's a 1st down, Stratford. Rockets with 1 timeout left. They will have a chance here to possibly get the ball back as we see our plaques headed out the door behind us here, as those will be handed out shortly to the winner and the runner-up here. But first things first, 2:29 and counting. 1st and 10 from the 25. Rocket defense looking to fill the A gap up the middle. Schwabe waits for the back judge to start his countdown. Back judge, countdown. Schwabe calls for it. And Erickey, after the Rocket defense did knife through there, it was a nice job by the Rocket defense to climb all the way through that A-gap hole. As Hildebrandt knifed through there, but Bauman with the handoff, he gains a couple. And Coach Gorst with the timeout. It is the last timeout of the game for the Rockets. So last time out of the game here for Spencer Columbus. They are going to need back-to-back stops as it's 2nd and 8, and then they are going to need to hurry, probably faster than they've ran plays in their lives, to get down the field and score right away. But first things first, they're going to have to get the ball back as it's 2nd and 8 with 2 minutes left to go here in this game. 2:04 to be exact. Stratford leads 15-6. Tigers have the ball. 2nd and 8 upcoming. As Tiger coaches vacating their press box next to us. As we take a peek next door, only 2 left. 4 are on their way down, and they're high-fiving their fans on the way down. Second and 8. Tigers out of the Rocket timeout. Schwabe under center with Erickey right behind him, and they are going to, looks like, no, I thought they might have kneeled down. Instead, it's a handoff. Erickey up the middle. Kane Erickey, touchdown. And the Stratford Tigers look like they are going to make a trip to Madison for the Division V state final. It's a 23-yard run for Erickey. What an exclamation point put on the night for Cade Erickey. We'll add up his stats here momentarily as we hope not to lose our actual field here. As we've got Rachel on double camera duties. Our apologies there. But Rachel working on some other photography here as we begin to capture the sounds and the sights and everything going on here in Stratford. In Medford, as the Tigers' extra point is up and good, and it is 22-6 Stratford. A lot of celebration on the Stratford Tigers sideline, and I'll tell you what, a lot of Stratford Tigers celebration right here in front of us as the Stratford Tigers section here begins to erupt in joyous celebration right here at Medford High School, as their Tigers are just a minute 59 away from making a trip down to Madison. .280 yards rushing for Cade Erickey on the night, and what an impressive night for that young man here today.
Curtis picking off for the Tigers.
37 carries, 280 yards for big number 24. And as we get ready for our Hiller's True Value postgame show, Cade Erickey, lead contestant for our Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House, and we will be on the field here to talk to what at this point appears to be the Stratford Tigers and Coach Tubbs as they work their way and work the clock here with a minute 55 left to go in the game. That's all that separates them, and a trip to Madison on Thursday. If I've got my math right, they would play in the 3 p.m. game on Thursday. We'll have updates on that a little bit later on Facebook. As Logan Schernitz with the boom down the sideline. Logan gets the pitch there, and Logan waves to his fan club, and then trots back to the huddle. Logan's a fun-loving guy and playing perhaps his last high school football game here in Medford, and he's going to have just a little bit of fun. And why not? I mean, listen, Logan and the rest of the seniors here for the Rockets have had a lot of fun. They've had a lot of good moments. They've all had exciting careers here as high school football players as they pull out all the stops here. And Mandel fires off a big one here and almost hauled in. It was a little bit of razzle-dazzle in the Rocket backfield as Ethan Meese went diving down, and Meese is a little bit uncomfortable there on the ground. So they're going to tend to Ethan Meese, and we're going to take a quick break. There's 1:38 left to go in the game. All right, we're going to head down now.
Nasonville Dairy, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
Nasonville Dairy, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, Nasonville.
pass intended to Bowman, incomplete.
And a big hit put on here down on the field, and we may have a bit of an injury situation here again as the boom and 18 left to set here to take. Can you get Trevor's attention, please? Make sure we have audio. Go right up next to him. Okay. Make sure. But again, we'll have a out here, Trevor. Go ahead and take a commercial, and then we'll be back after this as Stratford's up 22-6, 1:18 left to play.
Just a short drive from Marshfield, Chili Implement is your local headquarters for snow removal equipment for your home or business. Take advantage of 0% financing on select make and models. See store for details. The friendly staff at Chili Implement is there to help equip you this season for whatever snow removal needs you may have. Just 10 miles west of Marshfield, Chili Implement, an authorized dealer for Kubota, is located north of Highway 10 on County Road Y in Chili. Just a short
All right, minute 12 and counting. It's a 4th and 8 coming up for Spencer Columbus as we are down on the sidelines here. I'm actually going to stand behind Rachel so you guys can hear me, and it's Big Logan Shornitz coming this way again as he runs over a few. Logan still it's a first down. Clock will wind here again shortly. We're going to 50 seconds to play. Clock winds, 55 and counting. Motion back to pass. Zone here, and Dick just but 46 22-6 as we head down to the final seconds here in Medford. I have a hat on. Rachel says I should have wore a hat. I said I have a hat on. She says, well, wear a better hat. I don't know what that means, but Mandel calls for it, puts Bauman in motion, Bauman behind him. Out here to the near side, Mandel looks far side, now looks back to the middle, and skip pass to Hildebrand, incomplete. So the skip pass is incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10 with 40 seconds here to play in Medford. 24. Adieu. So 3rd and 10 from the Tiger 38. Mandel walks his team up to the line, gives some last-second instructions to Hayden Bauman. Bauman is in the slot on the far side. Jacobson, near side, heads in motion. And Vaughn Bright is in encroachment, and that's going to cost the Tiger defense 5 yards on Vaughn Bright, getting a little itchy here. His Tiger teammates razzing him back on the a bit on the field here, telling him, come on, come on.
Whoever lost the phone.
Huh?
Where's your mittens?
Don't need them. So 3rd and 5 now as the ball's moved up to the 33. Still 40 seconds remain here in this one. Jacobson again in motion all the way to the outside. Mandel looks that way. Steps up, now throws to Jacobson down the side, and that pass in as it falls between Jacobson and Dick. As the wind is just tearing holes through a guy's skin down here on the sideline. Holy man. Windy and cold all day. Big cheer let out from the Tiger faithful in support. Here in Stratford. Man side, and he's brought down. Denny and Bright combine on the tackle of Schernitz. And it's a first down, and the clock stops. Unfortunately, ruling on for the time. Nobody on the ran into you, though. Rachel's a little. Nobody from the field ran into her, that's for sure. So Mandel drops back to pass. Pass back to the end zone is tipped away. And a second down. Rachel, we're being told we got to move back towards the middle of the field. Trevor can't pick us up from here, I think is what he's saying.
Broken up by Heidemann.
All right, Trevor, is that better? Can you hear me? Here, Mom. He's talking to us on here. They were losing 12-0. That's what I knew. Here. I got it. Yeah, hello? Hold on. Say it again. Talk loud. Okay, stay away from the microphone, Mom. Okay. You're interfering with the microphone. 18 seconds left to play here in Medford. 22-6. Tigers over the Rockets. They've got the ball down. Down to 15 or 10. And the Stratford Tigers will go to the state championship in Madison. Coming up after this. going to try to get Coach right away here.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Good, I'm gonna put her on my body.
Nice job, Stratford.
Yep, it's on right now.
Okay. Point it towards us. Just forget it, Rachel. Just forget it.
Alright, we got enough.
Ready?
Yeah, we're good.
Live. All right, so we're here with our Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House player of the game, Cade Eric. Cade, 37 carries, 280 yards. Coach told us pregame, we're going to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Was that what he told you?
Yeah, that's exactly what he told me. He said it's going to be Brown and Pound, you better be ready for it, and I was ready. I love these games. Oh, my God.
Yeah, right. Okay, so we take a look, right? I mean, all your classmates, everybody else on the field, we're going to get you right back down there. But you're going to state, man.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about that.
Oh, yeah, it's been 10 years. That was our goal since day one in the summer. We pushed every single day. We didn't go through all this to come short. That's what I kept telling us. And they really followed through with it. They were having fun, and that's what it's all about.
Guys up front, they were sealing the edge on the outside runs. They were making holes. I mean, they really did the job tonight.
Oh, the line was amazing, but our running backs, I seen 6 pancakes on lead blocks, and I literally couldn't stop laughing. It was insane how good of blocking they did up front. I mean, we just controlled the line of scrimmage, and that's why we were so successful.
All right, you're gonna do 2 things for me. First, let's get this out of the way. Into the camera, I'm gonna count you down 3, 2, 1. I'm in the house. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
I'm in the house.
All right. Now, oh shoot, we should have done that with the audio. Here, hold this like this, right? Now do it one more time. 3, 2, 1.
I'm in the house.
Nice. All right, now look in the camera and tell everybody you're going to state.
We're going to state.
Yeah. Nice
Oh my
job.
God.
Nice job.
That's gonna be so good.
Okay. There you go, man. Congratulations. We'll see you during the week, all right? Yeah. Call them back down. Make sure he gets down there safe. All right. What an effort by the guys from Stratford as they take down the Spencer Columbus Rockets tonight, 22-6. Thanks again to everybody at Hiller's and everybody back home. It was a Hiller's True Value postgame show. Hiller's True Value, located on South Central Avenue in Marshfield, is your Milwaukee Tool headquarters. This coat kept me warm on the field after we got the sucker turned on. It's a lot going on down there, but Hiller's True Value, your Milwaukee Tool headquarters, $100 off your next Milwaukee Tool purchase, and Hiller's will not be undersold. No trade-ins needed. See Hiller's True Value in Marshfield on South Central Avenue. For Rachel and Trevor, Jason Zaleski signing off here from Medford. We'll keep the camera rolling. You can all enjoy the scene down on the field, but the Stratford Tigers are going to state. They will play on Thursday, opponent TBD. And you can stay tuned to the Zaleski Sports Show Facebook page for the opponent. And you can also stay tuned to Zaleski Sports Show and get highlights on Facebook first of this game and Edgar. We'll show you the highlights of the Edgar Wildcats taking down Reedsville. And you can also check out Marshfield and Homestead. Trevor, give me an update there.
Yeah, 12-7 Marshfield lost.
12-7 Homestead over Marshfield. Congratulations, Marshfield Tigers and all the seniors that took the field for their last time as high school football players. Congratulations to the Spencer Columbus Rockets and all their seniors who played their last high school football game tonight. It was a lot of fun, but we've got one more game, one more week of high school football yet to go, and we'll tell you how you can stay tuned with the Zaleski Sports Show as we take you through state finals, state championships games, again, that start Thursday and continue on Friday. Until then, we will see you then.